Yes.
There we go.
There you are. Oh, perfect. Yes.
There we go.
There you are. Oh, perfect. Okay, I think I'm already recording. Okay, so welcome everyone, and especially welcome to you, Naboth, to the Hila Hip Hop Show. We are planning to meet more often from now on, to have something like a show building the bridge from Africa to Europe, because I'm a hip hop blog podcast host from Germany. And I think it's a shame that most people don't really know or care about the actual roots of hip hop too. I know it was technically founded in the streets of the US of America, but I think the beat, the rhythm, and parts of the struggle really originate in Africa. And I want to pay more tribute to that. Yeah, and I'm very happy you're up for this, because I really want to bring more African artists closer to the European and especially even German public listeners, whatever, because you have beautiful hip hop artists in Zimbabwe. We will not only feature Zimbabwean artists in the future, but many of them, of course, because you know them, are from Zimbabwe. And I think that was my introduction. And now it's your stage to introduce yourself.
Thanks a lot, Anna. My name is Naboth Rizla, and I'm from Zimbabwe. I grew up, I was born right here in Zimbabwe, which is actually in Bulawayo, the second largest city. And I've been through hip hop, or doing hip hop, for the past 17 years, if I can call it that, not to give away what my age is, but I've been involved in it in different facets. I started off as a rapper, like everyone, you have to start somewhere. But I think before that, I'm just a fan of hip hop. I love hip hop. I grew up listening to a lot of it. I think from the age of about 13, somewhere there, that's when I really fell in love with it, when I went to high school, because that was when it was a bit more predominant. A lot more people wanted to, to talk about what was happening and stuff. So that was pretty how I got into it. And we would get, European magazines, American magazines as well, Double XL, The Source and stuff. And that's how we'll learn. We'll have people out in the diaspora, which is mainly the UK and the States, sharing, tapes, VHS, cassettes, all those sites, all those things, and then that's how we'll cultivate our interest through this whole culture of hip hop. So it was really special in that sense that it kind of touched me, because it helped me from a personal point. I used to stutter a lot, never used to be so confident with myself and stuff.
Look at you, and now you're a radio host.
Yeah, and now I'm a radio host. I mean, people that know me from back then in junior school will be like, nah, that's not the person that I know, because this guy never used to be able to be so fluent when he's talking. But you get the confidence because you're trying to mimic the raps, you're trying to sing along, you're trying to have this confidence about you. And hip hop has always been that one thing that, a lot of people are not scared to give you props or to congratulate you, or to, just give you some motivation or give you some feedback to say, yo, that was dope, that's a nice verse and stuff. And you kind of get this confidence in you. So I think that worked very well for me. So I've moved on from being an artist to now even managing artists as well. I've done radio shows. I'm still doing radio shows, doing TV shows. On the national broadcaster, we only had like one TV station out here, and it was quite hard to get them to accept what hip hop is, as opposed to what they think it is, because they see all the booty shaking, the curse words and stuff, and they automatically are blinded by that, and they think it's limiting. But there's so much more, there's so much more that I've learned from hip hop. I've learned to be calm. I've learned to go out and study, go out and read, and learn about other parts of the world. I know about New York. I know now about Germany. I've got friends and people in Germany. Look at me now. The world is smaller now because of the way we're communicating. So in a nutshell, man, everything I do is just hip hop.
Wow.
I'm very grateful for the culture. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, talking about the healer hip hop, yeah, for you, especially with the stuttering, that's really it.
Definitely, it healed me. I mean, that's the biggest thing that I can say in my life. It healed me and it gave me confidence. I don't believe there's anything I can't do. Like back then, when someone tells me you can't be a radio host, look, I've been on radio. When you grow up and you see people on TV and you're like, wow, I want to be on TV. I've hosted shows and I've won awards for TV. So I've been in magazines that I could only dream of. I grew up reading magazines, and then to actually find myself in the exact same magazine, writing and creating content for other people, and then getting other people saying, yo, I appreciate what you've contributed to hip hop. And I've seen you grow. It's inspired me to also now take up my skills into graphic design, into whatnot. It's the best feeling you can ever have. It's like you're a doctor right there. For a
Yeah.
minute, you're just helping someone else. So I think this is where I really kind of fell in love with what you are doing, because hip hop does heal.
Yeah.
It does heal. There's so many. It's not just about the broken hearts and the lack of confidence and stuff, but it does heal in the sense of direction, knowledge of self. How do you know yourself? Do you know yourself? What you want to do?
And empowerment. It empowers you to think like, maybe I can do that too. Like, some role models. Do you know that that title is a song title by my favorite artist, Erykah Badu, and she also meant it in a way that nowadays, especially now with the internet being more available, it's healing not just for yourself by listening to it, but it's healing because so many different people from different nations, different languages, different religions can come together in this united thing called hip hop, like make music together, love it, nod to the beat. And that's kind of what I want to focus on, because as you said, people who don't know about hip hop have this, I don't say it's a false picture of hip hop, because that's part of it too, like the gangster part or the negative part. But I really want to focus on the uniting part, and maybe make that even more available to people who don't typically listen to hip hop yet.
True.
To put light on that. So yeah, I'm really excited to see this thing grow and have this thing we're planning to do, like the kind of African edition, for like building bridges, from Africa to Europe.
Yeah, man. It's the one thing that even without speaking the same language, we're actually speaking one language. I think I got it from one of the Wu-Tang songs where someone said it's the one universal slang all across the world. It's the one language. It doesn't matter how you speak it. I get it. I hear you. I feel you. And it's going to be very interesting to have so many parts and styles from different parts of the world and people actually speaking the same thing, because no matter where you're from, you still got the same, we go through the same things. It might be different stages or whatnot, but we're still going through the same things. The way we look at life and what we're going through. And West now, with the way there's technology, we can even communicate even faster. And even on that global effect thing, where we're actually feeling the same effects of certain things, like COVID affected the whole world. We also felt it here, So it'll be good to hear. So it's one of those things that we can still communicate and talk about these things and see how we can grow and really be a force that helps others. I think the world has just been too selfish, trying to always be the one person that benefits. You always want to get something. I think this whole platform is about giving, healing and learning as well,
Yeah.
just the whole communication vibe for me is what's definitely special.
Yeah. Some other thing we're planning to do is eventually have a virtual hip hop concert or festival, even depending on how many artists we can get. I did this thing in April this year. I had a virtual hip hop festival for 3 days with Flinta. Flinta is the word for women and diverse people only. It was Flinta only, but it was mostly German, Austrian, and Swiss artists. But many of them were not, just because they're German artists doesn't mean they're like, they only have German roots, you know? So I really had this very diverse spectrum of artists on the festival. And I really loved the energy, and I want to take this a step further now and not just have German artists, but have artists from the African diaspora and African artists on one virtual platform. And I'm in the middle of setting up a Kickstarter campaign so that we can manifest this thing to happen again, because it was really beautiful and it showed such, it was really lovely. We had soul artists, we had how do you call it, not the Jamaican style, like reggae, rather reggae. We had
like dancehall.
Dancehall, yeah, thank you. A dancehall. We had many beautiful African German artists who even recorded their videos in Africa. Because they were on vacation or visiting their families. So we had many languages too, and it was such a beautiful vibe. And I really, want to see this happen again. Yeah. So that's something else we have planned for our, how will we, the Healer Hip Hop Show African edition. Like, we still need a name for this. Maybe people can comment.
I think
comment and give suggestions.
I think as time goes on, we'll find a name for it.
Find a name.
Right now, I think just the idea and what we're trying to do, will get us this, a nice suitable name for it. But I'm still, stuck with the whole healer hip hop. There's one thing also that I'm trying to run away from, the whole segregation thing, to say, this is the African edition, this is the European edition, this is the, at the end of the day, hip hop is just hip hop, man.
Right.
It's just the global vibe that's just taken over. Fine, it started off in New York, but it's now everywhere, and everyone is bringing in their own contributions and seeing things the way they see it, but they're still sharing and bringing into the light,
and you're absolutely right.
So it'll be nice to just, it's the healer hip hop, and if it's got people from Jamaica, nice. This episode has got people from Jamaica. This episode has got people from Africa. Because we're global like that, So right. I feel like that variety, that diversity will be very nice for people to discover without giving too much away, so that already they are tuned in to think Africa all the time.
Right. But, you're right. You have a point. So it's just the Healer Hip Hop Show. And we'll just, this is the platform for artists from all over the world. And I'm really excited.
We just crack open and just let people decide whatever they decide. But hip hop is global, man. And it's another thing also, like every time they say a female hip hop artist, when they're trying to identify, no one ever says this is a male hip hop artist.
You're absolutely, that itself is discriminating. You're right. Yeah,
exactly. But there's some female hip hop artists that are doing way better than these male hip hop artists. So at the end of the day, that person is just a hip hop artist.
Yeah, you're right.
They're doing the best that they can. So if we can keep it like that, it'll be quite dope. I think last week you mentioned something that was quite dope as well, about a Germany artist that's fusing these Amapiano sounds coming from Africa.
Yes.
And I was like, wow.
I will show, like, I will cut a picture of him in this video, because you really need to see him, and maybe a little clip of the video. We had a big discussion in Germany about it, because he's using the Amapiano beat and rapping to it in German. And he's he's a very, very super white with ginger hair person. And and I think the uproar was that he's not referencing to it as Amapiano, like he's claiming it as his own thing, kind of, and not mentioning, maybe, like, he's not a new artist. Like, he's been around since the 90s, so people my age know him. And he's always, he had a very successful hip hop group that did rather reggae music, German reggae music. Okay. You could say the same thing about that too. But yeah, there's still this discussion. Is this cultural appropriation? You know, I don't know.
So people kind of feel like he is taking from Africa, but not giving, stealing from Africa, but not giving credit to Africa.
Exactly, like
for coming up with the sound. Okay. I see where that's going. Yeah, I think recognition and just credit should be given, man. Credit should be created. It's like right now we've been speaking about hip hop, and we can't not give credit to New York for birthing it, but it doesn't mean that other parts of the world haven't added onto it and come up with, you know, different sounds and all that. The South in America came up with whatever they came up with. I'm sure in Germany they've got their own sound that they do. Same as in Africa, we've got our own. We call it Zim hip hop here in Zimbabwe. South Africa, they've got their own South African hip hop. Everyone has got different sounds and stuff to it. So when someone just doesn't give credit, yeah, it just sounds weird and stuff. But yeah, it's always good to give credit to the people that originate the stuff naturally.
I think the problem, like for me, my argument was that I liked the song, and because of the song, I now know the term Amapiano, and now I'm interested in that. So that's positive. But I think the problem in that case was that he also had a singer. She's German too. And I think the beat, who made the beat, I don't think that was he was from South Africa, or she. So I think that was the main problem. Like it was just a very German song. German producer, German rapper, German singer, and German language, and totally Amapiano sound. So yeah, that's
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, kind of appropriating. So yeah, we had that. Yeah.
That sounds good. I think another thing will be also, you know, just for people that are watching to also just appreciate the fact that at least Africa has brought something to the table. South Africa has brought something to the table. You know, there's a new sound, there's a new vibe, and to see it breaking across the world is definitely something special, whichever way you look at it. You know, it's a huge moment for Africa as well. It's a huge moment for South Africa. And when it started out here, I'll be honest, not many artists, especially hip hop, the ones that jumped on it and tried to rap on the way, you know, the way they had problems with people appreciating them, because it felt like they are now jumping ship, you know. But at the end of the day, they also made hip hop relevant, because when you're a hip hop artist, the light is still on you. It's still rap. It's still you rapping. It's like back in the days when you had All Furious 5 and Cool Herc, the earliest of sounds wasn't exactly boom bapish. They had like these other spaceship electronic like sounds and stuff like that, but it was still hip hop, you know. So for us to try and differentiate and say this is not hip hop, this is hip hop or whatever, to some extent it goes down to personal preference, really. Sometimes maybe we can define it under the boom bap to say the drums have to come this way or whatever. But I think with the evolution of sound and how things are going, it's definitely an interesting discussion to have, to say, how would you then define certain sounds that are coming out there? Because there's a lot. There's drill, there's trap, there's a whole bunch of other sounds coming out.
I can't keep up.
And they're not really, yeah, but that's the beauty of diversity,
Yeah, that's true.
You have to appreciate that the fact that we're different, we see things different, and the fact that times are changing now. It's not as hard to make a beat with all these softwares and apps at our disposal. And the way people think now and approach music is different from back in the day where you had a tape machine, and you couldn't take 20,000 takes to do that one vocal perfectly. You had to punch it in and punch it in right. So it's quite interesting, really. It's quite interesting. And I think that's the diversity that we want to bring, even on the festival and on the concerts and on the show, to show this whole variety.
We had people who are technically like electronic artists, like that was electronic music, but still kind of, it had rap elements or soul elements. So I really love, as you said, it's evolving. I love that. Let's mention for the German audience, you told me about last time, there is this, I think you were kind of referencing to him right now, Cassper from South Africa.
Oh, yes.
Who jumped on the Amapiano thing. Did I get that right? Yeah.
Yes.
He's very big. I listened to him. I really love his music. I love this Amapiano. I got really to love it. Yeah.
Yeah. His name is Cassper Nyovest. He's one of the biggest hip hop artists currently right now in South Africa. I mean, the guy's got Bentleys. He's got deals. He's got his own shoe line. He's got his own vodka, he's got his own liquor and stuff. He's really taking what he has seen from America back home in South Africa and using that to grow his brand and better himself as well. So he was one of the first guys to jump on this Amapiano sound, and he got a lot of backlash. But at the same time, he's always been this versatile artist that thinks bigger than just being a hip hop artist, be a musician. Try certain things. It's always dangerous because people want you to be pure. The purists are always going to be like, yo, you gotta keep it street, you gotta keep it boom bap, you gotta keep it this and that, 16 bars, you gotta bring in the bars, want to hear the similes and punchlines and da. But even when things were tight, he managed to evolve and get back into the game. But he didn't stop giving us that hardcore hip hop. Right now, he's about to fill up a stadium in his hometown. I think this is like his third stadium that he wants to fill up. He's got a bunch of artists in the first week of December, and he's just carrying on pushing that stuff. And he's an artist that actually tours. He was in the UK doing this Amapiano shit on an Amapiano platform. Can you imagine? It was like an Amapiano festival, and he's a hip hop artist on an Amapiano platform. I thought that was groundbreaking, to some extent. Yeah. Although, people will be like, yo, he's selling out, he's, blah, blah, blah. But I really appreciate what he brings to the table because of his diversity. I love diversity. I love people that keep evolve. Maybe because I've started and I do so many things. I'm doing radio, I'm doing TV, I'm writing, blogging and stuff. And I like, there's certain times when I'm interested in certain things. And to cage myself into just doing one thing when hip hop is all about self-expression and expressing yourself, it feels like I'm actually holding back. I don't feel like you should hold back,
Perfect.
Use hip hop to get out there, diversify, So,
I think Kanye West, this aged badly, but he said, if you're holding back, you're kind of stealing from because this is like God coming through you, and you're like holding it back from all of us, so I really, really love that. And talking about evolution, Erykah Badu taught me a lot about it because she was kind of stuck in that Baduism, Mama's Gun neo soul niche. Oh, where are you? Oh, Naboth, there you are. I was just preparing a speech that this will happen. This will happen. So we just have to prepare people to get used to this, because even my Wi-Fi is not that stable, and this can happen at any time. Because yeah, it's a long distance.
Well, it's mine.
This time it was yours. We need people to help us pray to the electricity gods and to the Wi-Fi gods, because this is a very fragile thing we're planning. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about Erica, and then we can wrap this up, I think. Erica Badu, she was kind of stuck in that neo soul niche, and then she had that, I was a huge fan, like she's my favorite artist, and then she had this album Worldwide Underground, and I was kind of pissed. I was kind of pissed because I was like, where's my Erica Badu? And she taught me that, because she later sang, I think in the song Me of her next album, she sang, if I have to choose between, then I'll choose me. You know, if you put me on that seat, I don't have to stay there. And yeah, she taught me a lot about that. And really, we will evolve. We can't hold on to a status. So yeah, and hip hop is the same. And sometimes you will like the what's coming, and sometimes you don't. That's I think that's a universe.
That's very true. I think that's very true. I think there's a lot of people that would still appreciate me and what I did when I was on TV and stuff, and I'm thinking, I want to do something else, and they're pretty pissed because there's nothing else that's happening now as crazy as what we were doing, because I'm always about breaking barriers. We brought rap battles to national TV, and this is a conservative country. They're not all about crazy stuff on national TV and stuff. So we kind of found a way of warming them up into rap battles. Imagine people, and that ended up being like the highlight of the whole show, like the rap battles, the initial things that they thought were going to be a problem for the whole country to enjoy, but those happened. So, a lot of people will like certain things. I definitely appreciate the old Ye, the old Kanye, the college dropout Kanye. I grew up on that, man.
Yeah.
I miss that Kanye,
Yeah, I miss the old
but
Kanye.
there's certain things that but we can't run away from the fact that he's going through whatever he's going through, and he's a human being. He's evolving through his steps. He's done so much for the culture with the sneakers, the clothing line, and platforms for other artists as well, through good music. One of my favorite artists is Pusha T, and his last album was just amazing for me. So I there's certain things, I won't agree totally with Ye, but there's that thing that, we just have to let people be, let them go through their phases. And I totally agree with you on that. So hopefully, they're not going to be too mad with you trying out new things as well.
Please tell the German audience, or tell the audience that's not from Zimbabwe. Yeah, as you just said, it's a conservative country. Like I remember from the interview with Neville Sigauke, shout out to him because he connected us. I remember him telling me that.
Hey, shout out to him. I'm wearing his.
I'm
wearing his t-shirt.
You love it. Yeah, he said this is not a given that you can make hip hop, or to make this popular. Like there's like kind of please let us know how is it to do, or to
I think with hip hop, because it came from abroad, it's an overseas thing, it's a New York thing and whatnot, it's a culture from outside. We've got our own culture here. We've got our own traditional sound, traditional dances, traditional way of living life. So once you start importing something from somewhere, it's ultimately not the original. So when something is not original, it's fake, and you are trying to be something that you are not. You get it now. So it's that lack of understanding of or giving hip hop a chance to really see what this person is talking about and what it means. Because when you get down to it, the drums, the original drums that ended up being taken to New York came from Africa. This is actually something that even in our culture, we played a role in. There's praise singers, you know, here in our traditional culture, you'd have praise singers that will be talking about people that will be like the MCs of an event. They get to talk and speak and stuff, but that's just the same as a hip hop artist emceeing an event or being on a platform. He's MC, you know what I mean? He's doing his thing. And so now to bring all those instances to people, it takes a while because they've got their type of music that they appreciate here, which is Sungura, and it's big, and people grew up to that. So because hip hop is a young culture, it's only about what, 30 years or so. It's still growing. A lot of people are not
going to
easily,
50.
Getting into it.
Mm-hmm. It's going to 50 years. I think.
So it's going on to 50 years. Wow.
Yeah, I think it was 72. Yeah, we're getting old.
I think maybe
was it?
We're getting old. And I think that's why nowadays it's becoming easier for people now to start understanding hip hop, because it has taken a bit of some time for them to know what the clothing that they're dressing. Because someone will be like, yo, what is this hip hop thing? And the guy is wearing baggy jeans. Mm-hmm. He's wearing baggy jeans, he's wearing a flat cap. You know, he's looking as New York as Brooklyn can never be, right here in Africa. But he doesn't even know that what hip hop is. You know, so you have those conservatives, and especially with the curse words that they know, they ultimately shut that out. In Zimbabwe, it's very hard for you to see a local rapper cursing on TV, but they can play an R. Kelly explicit lyric song, R&B. It's not a problem for them.
Like Half on a Baby or something.
We can play. Exactly, and half on a, and you know, that is as explicit can get.
It's got even more explicit over time. Yeah,
you know, but they are cool with it. They can play Rihanna, they can play Eminem, they can play, but for a local rapper to get on national TV, like when I was preparing those videos, I had to make sure that, yo, these videos are squeaky clean, you know, from the curse word to even just the content of what these guys are saying. You had to chop stuff up, you know. So that's how much it's supposed to be. It's a Christian community, although there are other denominations and stuff, but the majority of what we celebrate out here is Christian. So they go with that even when their ideologies and stuff on TV. So you can't just get there and let's see, they have videos where people are just getting drunk, have videos of people having loose morals or whatnot. You know what I mean? So it's we're still trying to get up there, because at the end of the day, that person could be expressing and trying to teach someone through those visuals so that they can connect. You know, sometimes it's not really, sometimes a curse word is, when used properly, can actually give in that emphasis to stress a point. Of course, there are times when it's just used, you know, carelessly, but there are those times as well. So it's really not easy out here. You know, we're still trying to get to it. Things are opening up. There's a bit more radio stations now than they used to be. There used to be just the national radio stations. There's now some private-owned radio stations. Even the TV stations, there used to be just one. Now there's now like 3. You know, we're slowly getting there. Things are slowly opening up, and I like the newsroom. I like the newsroom with diversity, people trying to get involved and bring in new things. I'm all about diversity, really. I like variety.
Absolutely, same.
I don't want to get stuck on the same thing, you know.
Same. Yeah.
And give other people a chance to also showcase what they've got in different areas and stuff. So we're slowly getting there. I'm positive. I really see some potential coming out, but with the internet opening things up, you know, even the internet, it's it's definitely a good place. It's definitely a good place. This is why I'm here, to, further give some more content for those that won't be able to watch live on our TV stations and radio stations. So yeah, it's definitely very conservative out here. And yeah, it's just what it is. We just have to roll through the punches.
Yeah.
And hope that with time, some of the people that love hip hop will be in these spaces of influence and in these positions of influence to kind of change and switch things up and be a bit more accommodative to, because they understand. So sometimes things are shut down because no one really understands what's that.
Yeah.
So 50 years. So obviously we're still coming up. Hopefully we'll have some executives that love hip hop.
Yeah, they are there
very soon.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Like I remember
then,
when
they'll be able to make.
Yeah. When I started I used to work in the corporate world, and like my bosses were old, and I couldn't listen to my music loudly when I approached, I couldn't, like, you wouldn't want that. But my colleagues, some of them liked hip hop, so they will be bosses now. And yeah, I think of course it's changing. Yeah, it was similar here in a way. Like we had, I don't think we had this thing with public or national TV, but yeah, maybe kind of in a way too. Kind of, we did not have hip hop represented on national TV either. Like that's pretty new. Yeah, I think it's to do with time, that now like people like our age, maybe a bit older, maybe a bit younger, listen to it more or grew up with it. So it's more normal. Yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah,
exactly. So they take it with them. Yeah. So they take it with them to all these platforms. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Amazing. I'm looking forward to our next guests. I'm looking forward to get to know more, and see you next time. Like this was a pretty long introduction. Oh, I think I didn't record.
Yeah.
Does it still record? It does record. Oh my God, I thought it didn't record.
Yeah, it's recording. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually recorded. Yeah.
Great.
No, it's been definitely insightful. I think people at least can now understand our mindset and where we're trying to go with it and what we're trying to do. Hopefully they can comment and suggest people, and even if they want to get interviewed as well, if they want to have this discussion, this conversation. I think let's not call it interviews, let's just call it discussions, conversations, global conversations on how hip hop heals the world. That's basically what it is. Thank you very much, Anna. This has been good, considering the fact that we couldn't get our guest.
we maybe we'll always have like some topic to talk about if our guest cannot make it, because this will happen.
Oh yeah, actually,
I wanted to talk about Wakanda as well, because Wakanda forever, or Black Panther. But let's keep that for
that's good. You've watched it already?
I watched it already. Yeah, I didn't like it. Yeah. But I love the soundtrack. Like the second person.
Oh, the soundtracks are dope.
They're amazing. I love the soundtracks, but I still don't know if I like it or not, but I was kind of confused. Yeah. Put it that way.
That's you're like the second person who's saying, nah, the movie, nah.
Really?
Nah. But
it was kind of strange. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So thanks a lot. And then
a lot of people were saying it sounds like it's like Marvel
it's
forced.
Super forced. It could be German. It's so forced. It could be German, because German films are typically like that. Like they put all of society's issues in one movie. That's a German movie. So that's how Black Panther 2 looked. Like it was like, okay, we haven't addressed this issue. Let's put it in there too, and then let's
talk about it.
Yeah, so that
that takes out the fun in the story.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'll definitely like to hear more about that next time, and we'll see
Okay.
what we can do. We also had this side we had what you call them, awards. It's now award season out here. So you have the Zimbabwe Hip Hop Awards. They gave out their nominee list on Monday, and the South African Hip Hop Awards also. So you know, a lot of people will be talking, nah, this one deserves, this one doesn't, this one, what. Yeah, it's just a whole mess. So maybe next time, in case the whoever doesn't pitch up, I will try and really go through that. I also got nominated. My artist got nominated as well. Yeah, I got like a, I got an honorary award for my work in hip hop.
Wow.
So,
Congratulations.
then the other ones, thanks a lot. And the other ones are just nominations, I think, for my rap battles that I do. And the other one is what, hip hop personality of the year or some, I don't even know what that is. But yeah, they had me happy. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. See you.
Have yourself a good day.
You too.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.